Welcome back to the channel. Today I'm going to treat some leather boots and my belt. Let me get the laces taken out and then we'll get to work on treating these. They're getting dry. This is a new pair I just bought yesterday. These I've had for a while. They're getting dry. My belt's getting dry. So I'm going to take care of that today. Okay, so I removed the laces from the boots. Now we're going to get some Obenauf's LP, leather preservative made in the USA. I believe it's made in Idaho. I wouldn't recommend any other kind. There's other ones out there, Snow Seal, stuff like that, but I don't really care for those. I like the Obenauf's. I laser engraved my boot with redeemed. Nobody's noticed, but I did do it. I know it's there. So we're just going to get a little bit of this out on our hands here. Our hands are going to melt this into an oil as we work it. So you can heat up the boot like in front of a fireplace, or I've even put them in the oven before on a really low setting, warm them up, put them in front of a fireplace, a heater, something like that. And warm up the leather. That'll help the oil get in there, soak into the leather a little bit better. I try to really push it down into that crack there, like this crack in here. I really try to push it down in there. That's where the water and the dirt's going to sit. So that's one of the most important places. On a tongue like this, like a suede tongue, I don't do the tongue. I leave the tongue alone. But if the tongue is this kind of leather, then I do it. But I'm just going to work that into the leather. Be mindful that when you do this, it's going to change the color of the boot. You can see it. Like, it's going to change it. So if you like your boot to be kind of the lighter color brown, then you may not want to do this, but eventually it will turn back kind of the original color. That's when I know that my boots are drying out and I need to do it again. So I just rub it into the boot and then I'm going to let it sit while I do the other ones. I try to give them equal time of letting that preservative soak into the leather. Really work it around all your eyelets, all your lace hooks and everything. Okay, so I'm going to do the other ones on high speed just because it takes a little bit. I might even get me a little paintbrush to kind of jam that in there a little bit better. Okay, let me get the other ones done because it's going to be a long video if I do it all live. All right, let me switch the camera over to high speed. Okay, so I've let it sit probably about 10 minutes. It's cold out here, so it's not soaking in quite as good as I would like, but I treat my boots quite often, so I'm not worried about it. If you treat them every 6 months, you'd probably be good. So then what I do when I'm done is I just wipe it off. I would prefer like an old t-shirt or something like that. I have microfiber. I'm not a fan of microfiber when I'm trying to do this, but it's really kind of the only rag that I have available other than paper towels. So I did this belt. It was super dry. This is an all leather genuine cowhide belt. This is my Montana Silversmith belt buckle that I've had probably, let's see, I got it in probably 95. So 30 years old I've had this buckle. Great buckle. I mean, the sticker's still on it. But I always do my belt like this when I hook it. I don't hook it through here, you know, like most people do it that way to where this tag's sticking out. I don't. I stick it underneath so you don't see it. That's just kind of the way that I prefer doing it. I don't like that tag sticking out because sometimes it doesn't, you can't get it under a belt loop and then it sticks out. So I don't like doing it that way. Personal preference. Try it if you don't do it that way. But we're just going to wipe these off best we can. It's not too big of a deal. Just keep in mind that anything you don't get off of it, you're going to smear it onto something else. Your truck carpet or whatever, your pants. These are a set of Ariats. I like them, but this tongue always wants to do that. So I put it in here and tie it, and then by the time I'm done, it's laying over like this on this boot. I don't know. This one's perfect. This one's always done it from day one. I don't know what's wrong with this tongue. I don't know if it's sewed in there wrong, but I probably would not buy another set of Ariats just for that. Like, they're comfortable. I like them, but that tongue drives me crazy. And no matter what, within a few minutes, it's laid over on its side. It doesn't really affect like the comfort of it, but it just drives me crazy. And then this pair is an Irish setter logger work boot. This is the first Irish setter that I've had. It's okay. I mean, for what I paid for it, it was on sale, and then my wife had a 20% coupon, so I only paid $130. But I used to wear Chippewa loggers. They were made in the USA, but unfortunately Chippewa started making that particular boot in China, so no thanks on that. I'm probably going to get me a set of Thorogoods, maybe. Find me a US boot. It's hard to find a USA made boot these days. Like, it'll have a tag on it where you think it's USA, but it's globally sourced and then made, put together in the US, which is better than nothing, I guess. But I like a logger boot. I'm from the Pacific Northwest. Speaking of that, I went into Tulsa to buy me a set of boots. I went into Boot Barn. Boot Barn is one of the biggest boot stores there is. Could not find me a set of logging boots anywhere. So I asked the young man, he came up, "Hey, can I help you?" "Yeah, I'm looking for a pair of logging boots, logger boots." And he says, "Is that a brand?" Never heard of a logger boot. I had to explain it to him. He still didn't get it. So I don't think logging boots are a big deal out here. Pacific Northwest, everybody wears logging boots. or logger boots. I like them. It's what I've worn pretty much my whole life, and I just want a good pair, but apparently they don't have them out here. This is literally the only pair, and then a Red Wing. There was a Red Wing, but it was $270, and I didn't really like it. So I don't really like these either, to be honest, but for what I paid, I guess they're a pretty good boot. They're not made in the US, obviously, for the price, but I'll probably get me a set of Thorogoods, or there's like 3 to choose from. But anyways, that's how you take care of your leather. If you heat the leather up, it soaks in way better. Put them in front of a heater or a fireplace, or I have put them in my oven before, but I wouldn't recommend that. Wives don't really like that too much, but just like I put them in the oven and turn it on, and then just let it kind of get a little bit warm, and then I shut it off, and then I just leave them in the oven. I'm not cooking them. I'm not baking my boots. So let me get that straight. Like maybe 100 degrees, 90, 80 degrees, something like that, just so that the leather is warm. But I've also just put them in front of a heater. So today I didn't do any of that. It's just I don't really have time. We're going over to some friend's house later, and I just wanted to get it done. I thought I'd film it and show you how to do it. But Obenauf's heavy duty LP leather protectant. So get you some of that. This is probably the best you're ever going to find. So Obenauf's heavy duty LP. I got that at Boot Barn years ago. I've traded these 4 times with it. Once with this, and I still got half a can. So I mean, you can do a lot of boots. So don't worry about the price. It's good stuff. But it's what I recommend doing. Treat your leather. You can do purses or anything leather. Your dog collar, whatever. Anything leather. Take care of it, and it'll last you a long, long time. All right. Get out. Get you building something. Do something. Take care of something. And we'll catch you on the next one.